that something will happen. It's also kind of a statistical analysis. When my wife was doing her master's degree in counseling, she had to take a class in statistics and learn to run all of the formulas and stuff. And I have never heard her whine so much in my life as when she had to learn about probabilities and statistics. The whole idea of gambling is based on probability and statistics. The odds are that you will lose more money than the house pays out. And it's scientifically proven. The odds are always in favor of the house. Mega Millions. The last Friday night, they had a Mega Millions drawing for $405 million. The Mega Millions is an interesting jackpot. It used to be called Powerball. Now it's called Mega Millions. They take 5 winning balls from a cage out of 75. So 5 winning balls out of 75. And then from another cage of 25, they pick 1 winning ball. And the odds that you're going to match all 6 winning balls is 1 in 259 million. 1 in 259 million. Now, to me, that almost sounds like an impossibility. But people do win and get all of this money, $405 million. By the time the government gets through with them, they can probably buy supper at Taco Bell. But it's all based on probabilities. 1 in 259 million. Now you know why I don't play the lottery. I was in a convenience store several years ago when the Powerball was still going, and the Powerball was hundreds of millions of dollars, and the line to buy the tickets was just huge out the door. And the clerk, when I was buying something at the register, the clerk said, "Aren't you going to buy a Mega Millions ticket or a Powerball ticket?" And I said, "I would rather take my dollar outside and light it on fire and throw it on the ground. I have just as much of a chance of winning." And she was like, couldn't believe it. She looked shocked. As a matter of fact, I am more likely to walk out of here tonight and get struck by lightning than I am to win the Mega Millions. The possibility of you in 1 year getting struck by lightning is 1 in 700,000. Now, these are statistical analyses based on facts. So this is a fact. The possibility, the probability is 1 in 700,000, and the odds of you getting killed by lightning is 1 in 2 million per year. So the likelihood that you'll get killed by lightning this year is much greater than the likelihood that you're going to buy the winning ticket for the Mega Millions. Furthermore, the odds are greater that I will become president of the United States than that you will win the Mega Millions jackpot. There's 1 in a 10 million chance that I could be president of the United States. And so I am announcing my candidacy tonight. This night, Frank J. Zollman is announcing that I will run for president of the United States. And my first campaign promise is that I am going to do away with pennies. And anything over a nickel will be rounded down. You like that, right? Everything will be rounded down. And we would take it out of the state sales tax fund. I wouldn't hold my breath. I don't think I'm going to win. The odds of a meteorite landing on your house is 1 in 180 trillion. So that's 14 zeros. Now that's not really very good. And while these odds are unbelievable, still someone is going to win the Mega Millions. Someone is going to be the President of the United States. Someone will be struck by lightning, probably with a golf club in his hand out on the golf course, holding it up when it's thundering and lightning. Who knows what's going to happen? But when you start realizing that even though the odds are against it, someone will beat the odds, and someone will win that Mega Millions. But then you start adding or multiplying actually the statistical odds of things happening together. For instance, what are the odds that the President of the United States will be struck by lightning? You know, that's the odds just keep multiplying because you multiply all those zeros together. So why am I telling you this? Well, before I tell you that, there's one last statistic that I want to share with you just to sober you up a little bit. The odds that you will die, 1 to 1. Every one of us will face that at some point in time. Well, I want to tell you about a guy named Peter Stoner to begin with. Peter Stoner was a science professor who loved to study probabilities. And what he did was he applied the same science of probability to the prophecies of Jesus that we find in the Old Testament. He published his findings in a book entitled Science Speaks. What he did was he calculated the odds of Jesus fulfilling the prophecies of the Old Testament. Scholars tell us there are about 300 prophecies of Jesus in the Old Testament, and Stoner thought that that would be way too many to deal with, so he chose only 8. So he asked the question, what is the probability that a man, Jesus, could have fulfilled only 8 of the 300 prophecies in the Old Testament that foretold the coming of the Messiah? And so he, with a whole group of students, began to statistically analyze what are the odds, and fulfilled, according to Matthew 26,